And we are back. The Jack Herbert Illustrated podcast, the A team with you tonight. Matt Tollefson, Chad Myros. Chad,
what's up, my guy? How you doing?
I'm good. I know we've kind of dabbled a little bit with these preseason shows, but this is an official A team show, folks.
Yeah.
So Matt and Chad coming with you. Just to address right away, our buddy Dallas. He is going to enjoy his son's Hudson's senior year of football. So he is taking a step back. He's still helping with the website and some of the things in the background, but he will not be with the podcast and live show this year. If there's something when he's watching the games, if he wants to passionately jump on and give us a Dallas take, he knows he's always welcome to do that. And so you may see him from time to time. We will see. Maybe if we need a pinch hitter, whatever it may be. So, yeah. Chad, how the heck you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. I also would like to add that congratulations to Dallas's son for making a decision. Sounds like he's going to be wearing turquoise in the future. I know Kim X pretty excited about it, as is Coach X. So go Lobos. I have no problem with that, I guess. So beat the tar out of those fluffy green cows.
Hey, there we go.
We had a good wedding last night. I know you've been busy. You guys had a fair?
Our county fair, Swift County Fair, the best county fair in Minnesota. And my job is in a little bit of marketing. I help out too. And so between that and the church stand and Rib Fest and a demolition derby, I am fared out for 361 more days. So yeah.
Got a little different of a camera angle today, everybody, if you noticed that. So we're trying something new out because Podfather was giving me hell about my old camera angle. So I changed the location, but I won't be looking at the camera much. So
there we go.
It's not that I'm ignoring you. I'm looking at my screen.
Yeah, he doesn't have to squint anymore, folks, too. He's looking good. So
yeah, that's because I got a giant monitor. But hey,
yeah.
In true A-team fashion, we went straight into ad reads.
No, we didn't. We skipped over him.
I know, that's more of a B-team thing.
Yeah. So why don't you read us off with Kubota, Chad? Tell us what you've been up to with yours.
Well, I changed the oil in my Kubota here a little while back. It's running good. I learned the hard way, and good thing my wife's smart. But there's a screen in front of the radiator. I don't know if you're aware of that, but catches grass as it's supposed to. And when your Kubota starts running hot, you got to pull that out and clean it.
Yep.
But they're fantastic machines. You just got to be a little better on the maintenance than I apparently was. I wasn't aware of that particular thing. It's ran great for us. They have all sorts of equipment. So even if you do farm equipment, they got medium sized. They don't have $1 million tractors, but they got medium sized tractors, can pull quite a bit. They've got construction equipment. Anything you need, see your local Kubota dealers down here in Sioux Falls. It's Pfeiffer Implement, and they've been great to work with. In fact, I just happened to look, because I'm cheap. I was like, how much is a Kubota filter versus a Wix at Napa? Dude, they were better priced anyways for the OEM. Heck yeah. So that's what I did. I went there and got some OEM filters, and we're up and running.
Hey, good. So thank you, Kubota Dealers of South Dakota, for your continued sponsorship of the show. And our one of the tastiest sponsors we have 3 food ones, so they're all good. But Hadrick Ranch is the show sponsor for the A-team this year. I know that I'm excited to get some Hadrick Ranch beef in the freezer. And, lots been made about all the national news and stuff, and not necessarily knowing where that beef's coming from, that ground beef. Correct. So if you want to avoid all that and have complete confidence where your beef is coming from and know that it is some of the best beef in the world, go to hadrickranch.com, build yourself a bundle, whatever it may be that you need. The certified Angus beef ranch to table program that they're a part of and that they were kind of the lead on, that just shows the quality right there. It's evidence-based. And so I would definitely encourage you to go to hadrickranch.com and get some of that Hadrick Ranch beef for your freezer. So thank you for your sponsorship with A-team this year, guys.
Yeah, thanks to Troy Hadrick and his wife. They've been good sponsors, and we've loved having them on. They even come by the tailgate most times. So if you need some beef, come by our tailgate. You probably can catch Troy, and maybe y'all can work something out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So I did what did I do? The offensive preview. Last week we had Coach Jackson with us to do the defensive preview. If you haven't listened to those 2 episodes, that's some homework for this week to prepare for Stetson. Dan was terrific last week. I have received so many messages and had so many people tell me that came up to me at the county fair this week that absolutely loved our discussion with Dan, Chad. So thank you, Coach Jackson, just for being so cool and coming on with us. A bunch of dorks with us. So
yeah, it's great that we have a staff that is that open to helping us out to help promote the branding and keeping. I mean, they want informed fans too, right? And so that's kind of one of the main goals of our podcast. And they actually have a way to interface with the fans a little bit more of one-on-one type style with us. And you've been at the practices and you follow everything real close, so you have some great insights and had fantastic questions and so forth. So it was a great episode. I mostly just sat back and listened myself.
Hey, that's all right. You did all the behind the scenes stuff, Chad, and that is a ton of help. So tonight we are talking about special teams. And as of last Sunday, I hadn't talked to Coach Isaiah Jackson yet, but I was able to connect with him on the 18th. So 5 days ago. Feels like a lifetime ago. Crazy.
How was that? How'd that go?
At that point, they had yet to pick a kicker.
Oh,
so
really?
He started the conversation, I'll tell you right now, by talking about Ryan Harrington.
Yeah.
And he just said that he has spent a lot of time with that new special teams quality control coach that they brought in.
Okay. Yep.
I don't have his name off the top of my head right now.
I can't remember.
Is it Evan Grossbar?
That sounds
Evan
right.
Grossbar. That's right. There, I did write it down.
Sounds right.
Good.
Good job.
And he said Ryan has really picked up what Evan's putting down, like just really bought into the coaching and stuff that Evan's giving him. Ryan's been pretty consistent this fall. He's stronger, spent a lot of time in the weight room. Again, Coach Morris, we talked about him last week, and Ryan is really into that. And last year we saw him do the kickoff duties, right? He handled the kickoff duties. He only attempted 1 field goal. And for the most part, for most of the season, he did a great job on that kickoff duty of pinning the opponents, that inside the 5 between the goal line and the sideline, right? That sweet spot where you want to end it or land it. And he did consistently. So Ryan's a good kickoff specialist there. On the field goals, again, we only saw the 1 attempt last year. He made it, luckily. I think it was a 39-yarder.
About that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So we'll see who wins that. But the other guy in the room is Tristan Alvano, and he is the transfer from Nebraska and owns the longest field goal in a state championship game in the history of Nebraska his senior year when he was teammates with Anthony Rizak and made it. I forget how long it actually is, 50 some yards, I believe. For a high school kid, that's a heck of a boot. Kicked for the Huskers for his freshman year, did a good job. Coach Jackson, Isaiah did say he has the most explosive leg he's ever been around.
Crazy.
So, I think we saw it at the spring game. Both Harrington and Alvano were really booming it. We'll see. He did say the consistency isn't always there. Some head-scratching misses at times. So we'll see what that means. But he's very talented. He ended by saying all of that and then just said he's incredibly talented. Again, the most explosive leg he's ever been around. I don't know if one of them's going to handle field goals, one of them, just kickoffs. We'll find out on Saturday. So.
Kickers, man. Right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, let's just dive a little bit into the NFL if we can. Green Bay picked up Smack. He's been really solid, and that's what you want in a kicker. Meanwhile, KC sets a new record with Harrison Butker last night.
69-yarder.
69 yards. He couldn't have made it 70.
Yeah, right.
Why do you choose that? And as the chat is pointing out here, if you watch Twitter much at all, JFPA came in and gave a bunch of scholarships, and Ryan Harrington, which is super cool. Maybe you want to talk about that, but Ryan Harrington was one of the guys that is now on scholarship. So that's an awesome thing that you don't see everywhere from, a players association, which is really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
another thing that makes Brookings unique.
Yep. Yeah, that's a great video. Go to GoJacks, either their Facebook or Twitter page, and check that out. But Ryan was one of the 4 that got a scholarship. So very neat. Some of the Jackrabbit legends that played when I was in school and stuff were there handing them out. So that was really cool. Just a good, I don't know what that event was, if it was the final team meal or team meeting and JFPA was doing it. I don't know, but what a cool thing that looked like. So whatever that was, good job to Coach Jackson for designing that. So
yeah. Also loved the if you don't follow Kevin Kessler or the Pride Band on Twitter, that's also a great follow, and Coach had some nice words for them too. So go check that out if you haven't already.
Yeah. Well, good. Okay, long snapper. Who could have predicted
we had solid guys for a long time. Olivia was a stud, and he was the man. So what do we got?
Never had to worry about long
never
snap.
at all.
So
it's not like Weber State or anything.
Yeah, that's funny. You should good tie-in, Chad, because we did get a transfer from Weber State, and it's Justin Lutz. So interesting story. He was the long snapper 2 years ago for the national champion Iowa Western Community College. We know what they're one of the best JUCOs, community colleges in the country at football. Every year, consistently vying for a title. And anyways, he went to Weber State thinking he was going to be the long snapper, and then a 5th year was granted another season of medical or whatever, and he had got the job. And so Justin sat. Well, I think he probably wanted to get a little closer to home, have a fresh start, came here in the spring, and was here for the spring semester. And again, just really, Isaiah talked about him, working extremely hard. He said for what he is as a snapper, he has every single tool and device that can help you become a better long snapper. So works very, very hard. Carson Strobing has been with the team now for 2 years. I think this is his 3rd year. And he's competed right at the same level. He said neither guy has separated themselves. They've both been very good. So I don't know how he's going to make that decision. I really don't. And then our punter, the best punter in the country, Max Pelham. And Isaiah was quick to point out that Max is absolutely just one of the guys. He's a football player, first, a specialist second. He shared this. This was funny. In the summer, so in the workouts, they kind of split up, the skill, the mids, and the linemen. And then there's like the special teams that kind of run with the linemen, it sounds like, too. Max is choosing to run with the mids and was leading the pack in some of that too. Some of the keeping right up with them, if not leading at times. So he's a heck of an athlete to be able to do that too. So he had a 47-yard average last year.
I know his punting is nuts. Like,
yeah,
if he doesn't end up in the league, I don't understand kicking, I guess, because he's as good as anyone we've ever had. And outside of the kid from Pine Bluff, who was clearly going to be in the league,
the Scottish Hammer.
Yeah, Jesus. But he didn't last. Is he still playing? Maybe he
I don't know. Jamie Gillum. I'm
Jamie
not sure
Gillum. Yep. I remember his name.
And we saw the Packers punter was at UC Davis when we played them too. So
right. Yep.
Yeah, we've seen some good ones. The kid from Iowa, he was a good punter. Stonehouse was at Colorado State. So we've seen some good punters over the last handful of years. So
yeah, and that can be a weapon, much against what Alex might tell you. Having a good punter is very important.
Oh,
his
nerds.
Stats. Yeah.
Shot at the
He's
nerds.
Not saying punters aren't important, but he says how deep they kick it may not be as important as you think it is.
Yeah, whatever, Alex. Yeah.
That's how he would phrase it, I think.
But he did say, he complimented Max in our group chat, or not, yeah.
Absolutely.
By saying, so Alex sometimes helps with some of the practices and stuff. And he said...
Officiate, just so people know.
Officiate, yeah. And he said that Max Pelham had an 81-yard punt in the air, and Isaiah shared that story as well. So in the air, Kevin, 81 yards. What do you think about that? So I don't know. I'm excited to see Max this year. What a weapon to have. Glad he's on our team.
I
And
mean,
hopefully we don't have to see him that much this year.
Kevin's team punts a lot, so he probably knows punting
Yeah,
well.
he knows good punting. Yeah.
Well, and if you're from Iowa, punting is winning. So,
Punting is
I'm
winning.
not knocking it.
Yeah. All right.
What's up, RR Gale?
Yeah. So that's the special teams preview. Returners. That's not the special teams preview. That's the.
Don't we have a
there.
little bit more?
Yeah. So it sounds like Jack Smith or Miles Green. I think Alex can't count. Okay. So Jack Smith and Miles Green looking at punt returns, likely kick returns as well. Other guys, Junior McKinney, Corey Blair, James Basinger, those guys could be in the return conversation as well. But Jack Smith and Miles Green will probably be your primaries, I would guess. So Miles Green is that cornerback, Jack Smith wide receiver, and then the other three I named are all running backs. So yeah, the coverage. Oh, go ahead, Chad. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, as long as we can keep our guys healthy, throw out whoever. I didn't know if Coach Jackson maybe mentioned some up and comers that could potentially see some time in special teams,
He did not.
whether it's on the tackling side of the ball or the blocking side of the ball.
Yeah. So the blocking and tackling, yes, this is where we kind of see some younger players stand out here. A guy he did mention is Caden Oakland, is one of the young guys right away. Yeah. Defensive end. And he's one of the guys that could jump through the roof in basketball this year. So we know he's a pretty special athlete from up there near the Twin Cities. Mentioned Barry Freeze, mentioned Landon Jackson, and then Tank Farr is for the freshman there. Other guys, Casey Larson, Bowden Schiller. Bowden's one of the guys that got a scholarship there. Yep. Miles Green again, Jess Kerschel, Bo Bakken, Braden Delahoyd. So some of the the best athletes on the team. We know that, right? Yep. So 100%. Yeah. And then there's also some guys that he mentioned that very specific things. Maybe it's a field goal block, maybe it's a punt block, or something like that. Oh, there's the delivery. Hi, Sam. All right.
It's ice water. Yes.
Ice water today. All right. So he did mention some of those type of players. I'm not going to name them because it's pretty special situations. But just some fun things to keep in mind there that our special teams is working on considering. So, yeah.
Just it's crazy how far we've come to just have, the special teams coach like we do and the coaching staff. When we started this whole deal, that was kind of a luxury. And now that's where you have to be competitive and to be in the top 10 in the country. And we've just seen Jackrabbit football grow so much. And part of it is, the fan interaction and the amount of seats that we have. I mean, look how many people, if what we see online is true, there's only 300 seats left. I don't know if that's 100% accurate. I know that's accurate from the website. There are some things that go into that we can't really see. Sometimes, corporate sponsorships are involved there. But I mean, how many people is that at a game it matters, right? But we'll get into it when we preview this team, but it's not a sexy opponent. It's not like we're playing USD or UNI even or anyone else, but in conference. But it's great to see people have really embraced tailgating and the experience, the game day experience, and how far the program's come along. And a lot of that is because people getting behind it and the numbers that we have showing up to games. And it's just super cool. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of waxing poetic on how far we've come since, we've really started doing this whole deal.
Yeah, is that a tear I see? Man.
No.
I'm just kidding, Jed. Just kidding.
I'm fine. I do have a red spot, I think, in that eye.
No, you're all good, buddy. I agree. It's pretty cool to see.
And
all right. Yep.
Pudding Shots should be making a return next week.
Okay. There we go. Good. So tailgating plan is just pretty basic for opening rounds, right? Another place.
Yeah.
So we're in the same spot last year, folks. So stop by, say hi. We can talk more about that at the end, I guess, for plans. But all right, we wanted to talk a little bit about a two deep here.
Yeah.
Again, we've previewed the last couple of weeks, and so let's just see if there have been injuries we don't know, right? So,
Hell yeah. That's
hey,
awesome. Great to hear from
hey,
you guys.
hey, there we go, awesome. But if there have been injuries recently, we don't know. We don't ever list injuries, anyways. And if we see something at a game, obviously we'll be able to talk about it a little bit, but for the most part, we don't ever know. Okay, just to reiterate that. So quarterback, Chase Mason, obviously number one. It would not shock me at quarterback here for the number 2 spot if we see a slash, Josh Holst, Jack Henry. Why would you actually name an official number 2 at this point?
No, because teams are going to have to get ready for kind of two different ish styles. I mean, Holst I know can run like Jack, but
Yep.
Jack's just that super mobile guy.
Yep.
That really creates plays with his feet.
Yep. I know we are just very excited to see Chase this year, just another year in the offense, all the weapons around him. So Chase is a beast. Adam, yes, absolutely agree. So we'll see. I'm really looking forward to see how he does in non-conference play here. And now that he's fully healthy, and again, a second year in the system. So running back, I'm going to stick with Corey Blair Jr. and Josiah Johnson. Those are my top 2.
1A, 1B kind of
extra
thing.
carries. Yep, going around. Yep. H-back tight end. I think in the 2 tight end sets, you'll see Coleman Kuntz and Grayton Gannon. And then Andrew Gastad's going to play a lot. I think there's going to be some Braden Delahoy or Ben Brooks packages in there too. So that room's 5 deep right now with some real quality. I know the young guys are really good too, but I see those 5 kind of being the main lead dogs at tight end and H-back. Wide receiver, I think your starters are going to be Lofton, Graham, Jack Smith. I think the next guys up, Sammy Drezzy, Landon Delaney, Joe Kaliga. The highlights of Joe Kaliga this week, making that corner catch in the back end zone. He sure looks pretty dang good. So
yeah, the NCAA posted that too, didn't they? I think.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was a nice catch. We've got a super, super talented wide receiver room. I was talking to someone last night about that particular thing, and they were like, "Yeah, was it last night or no? It was this morning actually at church? Believe it or not. When's that Brandon kid gonna is he gonna start this year?" I said, "Well, I'm not sure that start's quite the right thing to look at this on this team because just starting doesn't necessarily make you, I mean, maybe you're the best, but how much better, that's really up in the air. That's a skill position that takes lots of running, and to keep them guys fresh, you want a new set of legs out there every couple of sets of downs and giving guys breaks to perform at their peak. So I don't think you see a lot of drop off between any of the names that you just stated. As is proved by the highlight, right? So
And I think, Chad, you bring up a really good point there. I know the coaching staff, right? Dan, I think Dan even told us we want to be more explosive on offense this year. Right. So I think you are going to see some more shots down the field, which a lot of times the wide receiver can just dog to the sideline then, and you put in someone as equally as skilled, fast, talented, whatever, back into the wide receiver position there. Adam's asking us, what are your thoughts on why Chase didn't transfer the culture?
There's a lot to it, I would say.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. And he's been pretty vocal with it on his interviews with John Gaskins, why he chose to stay. And the big thing is just, why would I go anywhere else? This is where I wanted to be. I want to win a championship with these guys. He was at, Adam, I don't know if you know this, but he was at Nebraska Lincoln first playing baseball, missed football, missed being home, wanted to come back and win at South Dakota State, and was the backup for one of our natties for sure, maybe not 2.
Yeah, one.
And I can't remember. And so we'll just see. Yep. But I mean, that's his goal, is like, why would I want to go anywhere else? And I want to win with these guys. Offensive line. I think at left tackle, you're going to see Quentin Christensen. Left guard, Will Papke. I think your center, they're going to have to make a decision. Is Caden Hotz a better center than Jackson Kirsten is a better guard? I don't know. That's tough to say. So I think Shane Willenbrink is going to be your center. I think Jackson Kirsten's going to be at right guard. and I think Kyan is going to start the year. Kyan Rauk is going to start the year at right tackle.
Yeah.
Because Big Bo is not healthy yet. He will be.
Yeah, he's still working his way back in.
Yep. Yep. I think your top backups going to be Caden Hotz, obviously there. Cooper Starks, the transfer from Vanderbilt. He can play either guard spot. And then John Pika. John Pika is kind of going to be your swing tackle, I'd imagine, until Big Bo gets back. And again, that gives you 9 guys I think they really trust. I think that those second-year players, Micah Hawk, Evan McCarty, JB Walters, those guys are ready. Lincoln Semchenko, I love that last name, by the way.
Yeah, that's awesome, isn't it?
I think they're going to be the next big things coming through. I think we see another year of development, and possibly by the end of the season, they are pushing some of these guys for playing time. They're good. They are very talented. These second-year offensive linemen are. So we'll see. But no, I feel very confident overall about the 605 Hogs this year. Chad, what about you?
Agreed. I think we've got quite a bit of a sneaky talent. Not sneaky talent, but sneaky experience. Like there's more experience there than I think it really shows. And with people looking at what does Montana State bring back? What does Montana bring back? A lot of guys on the line. Well, we do too, and I think that's not necessarily all experience at SDSU because of some of the transfers and so forth, but there is quite a lot of game experience in those guys. I mean, just look at Pika, right? Like he's had game experience, not all at South Dakota State. So I think our Hogs are going to really show out this year. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Kenyon to get back into the rhythm and get into the rotation and start playing. I think eventually he'll probably work into more of that starting role.
Yep.
I know we'll probably see some of that change of pace, pin and pull or fast and light or whatever they were calling it at the end of the year. I think we'll see some of that being ran. So a little bit of change up from time to time too, maybe on personnel, and or how we block. And so that's cool. I mean, I think we're going to do some things with the line that we saw last year that changed some things and worked well for us that maybe we didn't do traditionally. So I think we see a mixed bag of blocking schemes and techniques that way. I mean, based on what I've heard, that's what I expect to see.
Yep.
And and we've got all the talent with the tight ends too, right? Like, so how do you ignore that and Goose, in like, heavy packages on the goal line and so forth. There's the drink if you were looking for it.
Hey, there we are.
I'm excited. It sounds like, they do a good job in practice from what I'm hearing. And, they're going up against some tough DEs and D tackles that we have. And I can't wait to see the chain gang because I think they're going to be equally good.
Yep. Which good segue there. Flip over to the defensive side of the ball. Defensive end, you're looking at Dawson Ripperda, Carter Sitzman, Reese Kirschman, and Liam Shaw. I think are your top 4 there. You'll look at Blake as well. He played last year quite a bit in there. So that gives you 5 defensive ends that can play, I think, for sure. And again, we talked to Coach Jackson last week, Dan, and he said that, this group's super deep and competing 12, 13 guys. So defensive end, defensive tackle. Defensive tackle, anyways, Logan Green, Jay Seifor, Ashton Sayer, Brody Target, and Sam Christensen. I think those are going to be your 5 that are rotating through there. Some big boys, some good experience. I like that group a lot more where we're at this year than we were last year. So,
Seth, you've definitely met my wife at tailgating, so I don't know what you're trying to say here. She just doesn't necessarily want to be on camera. So,
all right, linebacker. All right, at Will, I think we'll have Cullen McShane with Bryce Johnson backing him up. At Mike, I think Jess Kirchhoff with Joel Ullman there. I think they'll rotate heavily. At Sam, Chase Van Tol, Kite Fife. I think that's pretty cut and dry. I think those are your top 6. You'll see Casey Larson in there. At Will, you'll see Bowden, playing a bunch. The Roosevelt and USF transfer. I'm drawing a blank right now. Holy smokes.
USF
Linebacker.
transfer. Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
gosh.
I'm
He
disappointed
transferred
now.
in last year. This is his second year on the team, even.
Yep.
Yep. I know who you're talking about too.
We're just going to skip over for that.
Goring? No, not
Yep,
Goring.
yep, Matt Goring.
Oh, Matt Goring. Yes,
Lineman.
yes, that is right. Actually, thank you.
Same
Seth.
first name.
That always gets
Man
us
alive.
too. And Dan Furman.
Thanks,
You
guys.
Yeah, thanks.
So I mean, that's 10 linebackers right there. So we'll be all right.
Cody
Good
Shell.
job, everyone.
Yeah, you guys all got us beat. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, when you said, when I see Goring, all I think is Graham. So
I know. Yeah.
That's where my
it's a
brain
tough one.
went. Sorry. Yeah.
All right. Cornerback. I think Ife's going to start on the boundary corner. I think Miles Green is out there. And I think Paul Kim is heavily rotating. Jamari Holloman's in there rotating. Nickel, I think you have Noah St. Juste. He could be in that cornerback room as well.
Right.
He might be the second corner. I don't know. Safety, Dante Johnson, Amaje Parker, Max Standard, Tank Farr, that freshman. Max Standard has a Spider-Man like dye in his hair.
Yep.
Looks kind of wild. I like it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
speaking of the secondary, have we heard, does anybody know if these people are going to be able to come back from the NFL and like the whole lawsuit thing? And seems like the Pioneer League came out and said, if you play those athletes, your games won't count. And
really, I haven't seen that, man.
I think it was Pioneer League. I think a resident FCS expert would know. Looking to you, Mr.
Yeah, Kevin,
FCS
where you at?
Nation Radio.
Yeah, see, he usually comes in for the first 5 minutes, then leaves us alone.
Yeah, he just wants us to know that he watches for a little bit and then disappears.
Yeah.
Patriot League with Villanova's quarterback. There it is. I wasn't wrong. What's his name? Pat McQuaid, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Patriot.
So there is my predictions. I'm gonna predict kicker is Ryan Harrington, punters Max Pelham, and I think Strobin is the long snapper. So yeah, there's my prediction.
You think Harrington beats out Tristan Olano?
Huh? I do, just from what it sounds like, a consistency standpoint.
Okay.
Ryan may not have the same type of explosive leg as Olano, but from a consistency perspective, that's maybe what you need. Get the points on the board, right?
Do you think at that point that some certain game situations we see the different leg for the further depth? Or maybe that changes throughout the season?
Yeah, that could be. We have traditionally never done that, have we? Did we?
Yeah, not a whole lot. I mean, I know a certain kicker with a famous last name kind of got pulled towards the end of his senior season for someone in favor of someone else.
Yep.
Interesting.
Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess if they're both kind of at that same-ish level, you would think that it would be according to how they do that week potentially, even, you know, if someone's the hot shoe. Sorry.
Yeah, Pat, these two, we talked about them earlier. It's going to be Jack Smith and Miles Green at kick return. Yeah. And one of the two, I'm guessing Jack Smith at punt return is my prediction, I guess, there. So,
yeah, for those listening, Pat Whitty asked who are going to be the special teams returners.
Yep. I'm not going to name all the blockers and upmen guys. Sorry. All right. Let's get into our friends DFS Insurance, a new sponsor this year.
A new sponsor.
How cool is that? Yeah, DFS Insurance. Nate Helland and Cole Langer, the representatives there. Nate has offices in T and Yankton, and Cole from Madison and Brookings. Obviously, we all know Cole Langer. But again, if for your house insurance, maybe you need some like personal health insurance or insurance for your employees if you run a business, or maybe you want to insure your boat to your OHV or your ATV, whatever it may be. DFS Insurance has the insurance for you, just to make sure that you are protected when life happens, accidents happen, whatever it may be. So thank you, Nate and Cole and DFS Insurance. Look them up. That's who you want to get a hold of for your insurance needs. Thanks, guys. All right. And now Stetson. Chad, let's do the interesting fact thing that we were doing before. That was great.
So most people may not know, but Stetson's a relatively old school. It only South Dakota State only predates them by a couple years. So 1883 was when they were founded. And I was surprised to find that out and doing a little research on them.
Yeah.
You had some interesting the factoids too.
Yeah, Stetson, their mascot is the Hatters, and they are indeed named for John B. Stetson, the inventor of the Stetson hat. And he was just a benefactor of the school. Thought the school was great. How cool is that? After like 6 years of being an institution, they changed the name and the mascot.
And recently, within the last half a dozen years or less, they decided to go out and rename their mascot like we did, which was ours was a little bit more of a like, what are we doing?
Yep.
But they ended up naming their, and I looked it up, naming their mascot John B. Mascot. That's his name. And if you see that out of context, it makes very little sense without Matt's previous fact. I was like, what a weird name. Oh yeah. There you go.
Yeah. What else? They were the first law school in Florida, and they were the first school to desegregate in 1962. The first private university to desegregate in 1962.
Good for them being progressive.
Yeah. Right.
It's not a bad thing. Yeah.
I don't know. I just got in onto this. I was like, why their logo looks crazy. I always thought it was like a fin of like a whale.
No, it's a hat.
It's a hat. It's the Stetson hat. Yeah, maybe I'm an idiot, probably. But
no, because I looked at it too and I was like, oh, that logo looks a whole lot like Sacramento State's. I'm like, oh my God, that's a hat.
Yeah.
Their old logo was a little more obvious because the hat was a brown color, like a Stetson hat.
Yep.
And this one's the same Pantone, same
green.
color. Yeah, green.
So, anywho, Stetson, we gave you all the fun facts because it's just not a super fun team to talk about right now, folks. Stetson went 3-9 last year in the Pioneer League. One of their wins coming over like an NAIA Division II team. They don't bring back much. They bring back 2 quarterbacks. They bring back a pretty decent fullback / running back. Their quarterbacks, this is kind of funny. So I think one of their quarterbacks, Cale Alexander, got hurt towards the beginning of last year. He played the first 7 games. And then their backup came in, Chris Stevenson, played the last 7 games. But Cale is 6'4", 210. Chris is 5'9", 193. 2 completely different styles. Cale is a throwing quarterback. Chris is a run-first quarterback, it looks like. He was 3rd on the team in rushing. And so
looked like he had 5 touchdowns too.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. There's zero media coverage of them down there.
You can't even look it up on their website.
There's nothing. Yep.
Yeah, that Alexander had 954 yards and eight touchdowns in the games that he did play. So he can't be terrible.
Yeah. Yep. I think he's a fine passer. I think he's not much of a runner, and Stevenson's not much of a passer. So kind of balance out there. At running back, the one guy to kind of mention there is Michael Dempsey. He was 3rd team All Pioneer League. 50 carries for 280 yards, which is good for a 5.6 average last year, folks. And he's a pretty good receiver, 13 receptions for 187 yards. So that's not bad for a fullback. So that's a player to watch, Michael Dempsey on their offensive side. They do return a couple guys who carried the ball some, Marvin Duffy Jr. and Troy Flowers. But between them, they had 53 carries. So, for your two leading running backs in the clubhouse, I don't know.
Honestly, I don't want to downplay any of our opponents because they got D1 athletes too, right? So give them some respect. But I think if these guys play Jody's team down there in Murray, I think Murray wins. So that. Just how it is. That's this is not going to be, if I don't see a 50 burger, it better be because we held back, points in some manner. I would like to see our guys get some reps. I'd also like to see them get some rest and not get hurt. That's a very important part of this game.
Yep. And I know, like, I'm just excited to see our guys hit
That's
someone
what I'm
else.
saying.
That's
Yeah.
not, yeah, absolutely. On defense, though, again, not very good on defense. They do have a number of linebackers that played a lot last year. Shug Bentley and Kyle Elphick, number 41, number 11. They were, recognized by Phil Steele on being some of the all teams there. But one intriguing player, and folks, when you see this preview come out tomorrow, so this preview is ready for me. Some of the guys don't have numbers, and that's because they either transferred in or their numbers are unavailable. They don't list numbers on their roster yet. So I had to go through last year's stats to try to find the numbers and participation and stuff. So it was pretty tricky. But one player to know, Casey Bending, he's 6'4", 233. He spent last year at the College of DuPage, and they were National Junior College Division III national champions. We had a kid from DuPage on the team last year. But he had 13 sacks last season. So I don't care what level you're playing at. You have 13 sacks in a college football season, you're doing something right. So he's going to be just a player to watch. Casey Bending, 6'4", 233. I'm guessing he'll play end.
And I was going to say maybe end.
Yeah. They do have this 97, Cade Davis. He's listed at 5'11", 294. I want to see him. Like, that's an intriguing combo there.
Run stuffer maybe, huh?
Yeah. He was a freshman last year. So
maybe he grew a foot.
Yeah. Exactly. So anyways, that's kind of their defense. They do bring in a kid from the College of San Mateo out in California. They bring in a linebacker or they seem to have a connection with California JUCOs, which is interesting. Noah Rabb, who's originally from Wisconsin high school and then played at Pasadena City Community College. He's going to be one of their more experienced players on the defensive line. That is something just on this roster in general. I believe their head coach is in his second year. There's a ton of freshmen and second-year players on this roster. There are very few seniors and juniors. So
that's quite the comment, Mr. Kale. Anyway, another thing just to keep in mind, everybody automatically, at least I've talked to, thinks Stetson's from Texas. No, they're not. They're from Florida. Remember that. Just let's be educated on that, guys.
Yep. I don't know how to take that. We're going to put this up. Mr. Gale.
Oh, I just did too. Sorry.
Yeah. Has anyone told you look like you could be Charlie Brown character? Like, I could be Charlie Brown? Like, should I shave my head?
Not sure what he means. Or you could be a Charlie Brown character. I don't know which one.
Is it because I have a big forehead? Like a 5
Maybe.
head? Yeah. All right.
I made a Lego caricature of you last year. I think I sent that to you at one time.
Yeah, right. It's a compliment. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Oh, okay.
I
just got to figure out his first name is Robert or what.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I don't know. We talked about tailgating just a little bit. We are excited to get the turf rolled out. We'll have our porta potty again, storage shed, a tent, right, Chad?
My understanding is the tent is supposed to arrive sometime early this week. The new tent. We have a commercial grade tent that we're going to have up courtesy of. We'll get into that later, probably, huh?
Yeah, get into that later.
We'll let the B team announcement announce that. So
I am excited. I've heard some hints about the intro this year. I think Coach Bankston, Big Bang,
he did
tweeted something about it and that it's awesome. And so, folks, whatever it is, like, they'll let you know when the intro is beginning. But I think it's time to make a ton of noise on this intro. Get excited for it. Be as loud as you can. And let's see what happens. I know everyone's kind of skeptical based on, likes and dislikes from last year's intro. But we know
that's good.
Yeah, Matt Hollins had some bangers in the past, and I am sure he is cooking something up again that is going to be equally awesome. So get to the stadium, get to your seats early. Folks, here's the thing. If you are listening to this, you are one of the best fans. You know that. Get to the stadium early. Get there early. The security will be bad, right? We know this. For home openers, they always are the worst. They're always the worst. We know this. get to the stadium early so you can get into your seats before the team runs out, so you can see the intro. Please, I'm begging you. Right, Chad?
I agree. Go get in early enough that you don't miss the Pride's intro and all that. It's part of the game day experience. We were just talking about that a little while ago. How like our fans are learning to be fans somewhat over the last few years, some of them, and missing that, you're really missing out on something that's cool. So they always bring something unique and special, and the first game's the first chance you get to see it. So get there and get in your seats early enough you don't miss any of that.
Yeah.
Which, like Matt's pointing out, includes getting in the line early. It's gonna be a long line. Get a couple pocket beers, down them before you get in the stadium.
Pocket beers.
Make it fun. Yeah, you gotta pocket beers. It's like pocket dogs. You gotta have them.
Yeah. Exactly. Pocket cheese, right, Brendan?
Pocket cheese if you're Brendan. Yeah.
We'll see if he listens to this episode or not. So, all right. Yeah, we'll know. He'll let us know about it. All right. So that's what else, Chad? What else for game day do we want to talk about?
Wear blue. It's we've harped on that in years past, and we finally in the last couple of years got the school on board to have color games, and we're gonna have a whiteout this year. And there's certain people in our group that are amazingly excited about it. I think it's cool. Just like any of the other color games to me, but it's a wear blue game unless you got stripy bib overalls or checkered bib overalls. Then, if you want to wear those, that's what I'm going to do. But underneath that will be blue. So
Adam, just to clarify, we're not saying try to sneak beers in. We are saying drink beers until you have to go in. As you're standing in line, you pack beers with you, you drink them while you're standing there, and then you ditch them in the garbage can right before you get to security.
I think Adam's a U of M fan, and perhaps they don't have the 2.5 block lines that we're getting into the stadium, because we really had 3 access points. Is it?
Yep.
19,000 people through 3 access points is,
it's a little tight.
A little bit.
Yeah. All right, Chad. Do you want to talk about Cubbies? You can talk about Cubbies. This is our sponsor for the predictions.
Cubbies is fantastic. There's no better place to go after the game, catch a drink, get some nachos, get a burger. Their food's fantastic. The atmosphere is great. The beer's good, always cold, lots of options. They also do cocktails. The staff's friendly. Usually a lot of college age gals that help, bring out your food, and they're friendly. Not much better sports bar in the area. Definitely the top sports bar in Brookings, but you plop that down in Sioux Falls, and it's one of the best sports bars in Sioux Falls too. So get to Cubbies after the game and get some grub if you're still hungry. They're always a decent spot to start before the game. We got Culver's, we got Cubbies. Show up, get one, go home. Before you go, get the other. It's pretty simple. You can have burgers in a day. It's okay. That's more beef.
More beef.
Plenty of beef. And you guys need some more.
There we go. Awesome. All right, Chad, who is your prediction for offensive player of the game?
Do I do the cop out here?
Yeah, do what you want. This is a tricky one. Because starters may only play a half.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
I know.
Starters may only play a half, but which starters get rested? I don't think we see 100% of starters getting sat. Might be just a little bit more development for some of the guys. I'm going to go with Corey Blair. I want to see Corey Blair Jr. rock. Did I just steal your pick?
You did. That's okay.
100%.
Yeah.
Awesome. I didn't know that. For those that are watching, we did not talk about this before.
We never
I want to
do.
see him have. I want to see Mr. Blair Jr. have a day, and if it's only for a half, so be it. I mean, he can have 500 yards and a half. I'd be happy.
All right. Well, I'm going with Randy then, our buddy Randy Jacobs. I'm saying Junior McKinney. Junior McKinney is mine.
Okay, right on. I had the banners up, so I missed a bunch of. We got Corey Blair, Josiah Johnson. Sorry. McKinney, like you said, and Lofton. Yep. I mean, I wanted to go with Chase, but I think if anybody gets pulled, he's the first guy that gets pulled.
I think that's fair.
It makes sense, right? Like,
Yep. Okay. Defensively, I'm going to say Ife Current in his first game gets an INT and a couple
Awesome.
PBUs. Yep. I'm going with Ife.
I couldn't get Coach Jackson to commit to how many interceptions per game. I like one. One's a quality number. I think if we get one a game, we have a really good year on average. I'm gonna go with Rip, man. I'd like to see Rip have a game.
Okay. Actually, can I change mine?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
There's no rules. We make the rules. It's our podcast. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
It's like Joe and Sean. We just do whatever we want.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Sitzman. I think Sitzman's just sitting on a huge year. He's tore up camp. I'm excited to see him play someone else. Yep. So
that's what Seth thinks too.
Yeah.
Laura Lee agrees with me. Ripperda.
Reese. We just listed 3 defensive ends. How crazy is that?
Right? So that's awesome.
Yeah. All right, Chad. What are you thinking for a score?
Oh, man, we better get 50. I want to say 52.
Okay.
52 to doesn't matter because they'll have a whole lot less.
Okay. 52 to question mark. All right.
52, let's give them 16. It's a weird number, but let's go with that.
Okay. I'm going 57 to 6. 57 to 6.
Taco King says 99 to 1. I don't think we see another Pine bluffing, but it is a different coach. I would say for sure if Stig was there, we would not receive a 95 score, but I don't think that happens either.
Yeah. Hey, and Adam and Mr. Gale were bringing up some stuff there. I would love to play Montana State down in Nashville at the end of this deal.
That'd be great. Yeah.
I love Montana State fans. The couple of times they've been to Brookings, they've been fabulous. Really enjoyed interacting with them. The Montana fans I interacted with in Frisco that year were nice as well. It just feels like, we have a little more in common with Montana State. And again, my interactions with them in Brookings have been awesome. So
it's kind of kindred spirits in a way too, kind of like we had that with NDSU where we went together, but we also have the trajectory, because Montana and NDSU were a little bit more established, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And we kind of had a budding rivalry early on with Montana State, and we kind of, we both excelled in similar fashions and climbed that hill. I think it's funny that Adam asks, how does MSU get beat this year? Because if you remember, they did get beat last year by a certain team that had all their players when they got beat at their house. So that same team didn't look real great against the Grizzlies in the playoffs either. So it's any given Saturday, right?
Yep, exactly. All right. So just want to thank one more time Kubota Dealers of South Dakota, Hadrick Ranch, DFS Insurance, Nate Helland and Cole Langer, and Cubby Sports Bar and Grill in Brookings. Thank you guys. You're the sponsors for the A team this year. Loved this show. It's so good being back. Chad, thank you, man, for steering this ship. Good job. You're the best. Folks, get to the stadium, get there early, beat the lines, and be loud, okay? Be loud. So, blue, like Chad said, blue. All right.
Look for more podcasts from us this week.
Yep. Preview article for Stetson coming out tomorrow for you sickos that just can't get enough of this stuff. So with that, go big, go blue, go Jazz.